All right, guys. Fully coming to you with another video. Uh, so I this subject, although I have black pigmentation, right? I'm ethnically not black American. Okay, ethnically I'm not black American. Um, and I don't want to differentiate myself and say, that I'm a different kind of black or something like that. I don't want to differentiate myself in that term, but culturally speaking, you know, quite different, very, very different. Now, I want to give a shout out to another YouTuber. He has a platform himself, and he is a Nigerian cadre, and he's his name is Easy. Now, shout outs to Easy. I understand what he's trying to do. I understand that he wants like a black nuclear family. I understand that he wants to be pro black. I understand that, and I give shout outs to him. I look at him as a good commentator. He has some valid points and good points when it comes to channels and what have you. I give that to him. I give him the utmost respect. But I have to push back and say that, being that he's of Nigerian origin, that I think his best bet will be to, go back to Nigeria and get a woman from there, you know. Um, and the reason why I say that is because I'm still seeing, across the spectrum in Nigeria, be it in the north part of the country, be it in the middle belt part of the country, be it in the southern part of the country, people are still getting married there. You know what I mean? And, you do have the one off cases where there is some kind of the Western things have crept in, but it's not to the extent that you see. Um, how should I say it? The extent that it is in other countries. You know what I mean? It's not to that extent, and hopefully it'll stay at a low extent. But what I'm pushing back on Easy about is his whole thing with black love and the black nuclear family. And I'm going to tell you why I'm pushing back on it. I have two words: Simone Biles. And I'm going to tell you why. I haven't really watched the videos about the whole thing with what her boyfriend said, or her husband, I should say. I believe his name is Johnathan Owens. I haven't really seen the videos, but you had the women in rage. You had mostly the hyenas in rage, and you had the banshees in rage as well. And hyenas, just to let you know, hyenas are hermaphrodites. Okay, um, hyenas. The reason why they're like some of the most hated animals in Africa is for the simple fact that they are they're hermaphrodites. And then banshees. That's just a evil entity altogether. A banshee is just something that just devours energy and something that we should stay away from. Now, the reason why I say and mention Simone Biles is because the women came out in an uproar about how somewhat nonchalant he was about the courtship process with her and him. Um, Also, the thing is about it is it wasn't just the Afram woman who was speaking up about it. You had the Karen speaking up about it. You had the Ling speaking out about it, and you also had the hyper feminist Lupe speaking out against it as well. But I want to hone in onto what the Afram was saying about it. Now, the Afram was actually saying that they want her to be divorced from him, saying that we want you to be the queen that you are, saying that we want you to be, we know you can do better than him, and what have you. Wishing bad upon her marriage, all types of comments were left, everything. But yet, these same Aframs are the ones talking about black love. These are the same ones talking about these are the same ones talking about the black family. Yet this man is in the process of having a black family, right? But he's still not good enough, right? He's still not good enough. And it's kind of confusing to me because they're both athletes. Okay, one does a sport that's not really that popular. I'm gonna be honest. The only people who like gymnastics is like, for the most part, women. Yeah, women like gymnastics, bro. Like, nobody really checking for no gymnastics like that. Whereas Johnathan Owens, he plays a popular sport. He plays a sport where people stop their Saturdays and Sundays what they're doing to tune in to watch that sport. Okay? Ain't nobody really like stopping to watch no college gymnastics or nothing like that. Nobody's really stopping to do that. You know? Me, I get my thrills from watching niggas score goals and then doing triple backflip celebrations. I don't need to watch no gymnastics, you know? So the thing is that because of his nonchalant behavior, in which she was blushing in that interview, basically, you know, she was blushing. You can tell that she was, you know, liking the dude, right? The women were in uproar. And it was the Afram women that were at the forefront of the uproar. Now, the thing is about it is you guys are the same ones who talk about how much you do for black man, how much you do for how much you want to keep the black family and things like that. Yet when she's doing what you guys talk about doing, it's still not good enough. It still wasn't good enough when Michael B. Jordan was trying to do it with Lori Harvey. Which points out to one thing. You guys are full of crap. And you guys are what we call in my language, Nafiki Joe. Hypocrites. Okay? Because little did I know, because I don't pay attention to Simone Biles like that. I really don't. You know, I'm not really paying attention to her. You know, I have no reason to. Little to my knowledge, before Johnathan Owens, or whatever his name is, she was actually courting non-black dudes. I think Zac Efron was one of them. And I think there was like this Brazilian guy. Now, the thing is about it, now Zac Efron I get, but the Brazilian guy was at a lower caliber. And granted, he was a Brazilian of European descent. He was at a lower caliber, but yet you guys had no issue with that. You know, you guys had no issue at all with that when she was courting him. Yeah, you had nothing to say about that. Find it pretty odd. So what I'm trying to say, and this is just a short video about this subject, is even if you are an apex black man like Johnathan Owens, it's still not good enough. Even if you are an apex black man like Michael B. Jordan, it's still not good enough. Okay? Because if it was good enough, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Okay? This conversation wouldn't be going on right now. It always seems like, and the sad thing is about it is that it's not working for you guys. I mean, it's only working in terms of like maybe like a therapy session, like just bashing. I guess bashing like men, like bashing black men is like a therapy session for you guys. I mean, I get it. You know what I mean? But it's not working for you guys in any other area. You guys aren't getting married. Um, you guys aren't getting married, right? You guys, you guys are, you guys are, for example, least desired, right? And you know your vitriol and your hyena tendencies is not paying off for you. You know, I mean, the thing is, I'll just call it how I see it, but in public, right? In public, I'm just saying in public and off of this computer and off of social media, a hyena doesn't really bother a lion, bro. You know, especially when the lion knows that he comes from the soil of Africa, right? Especially when a lion knows that many of the African soccer teams that we have mascot is a lion. Okay? Um See if I can find it real quick. And what I mean by this is like a lion is not going to pay a hyena no mind, right? Unless a hyena attacks him. Then he's gonna proceed to attack that hyena and possibly eat it and share that hyena with his pride. There's also a great misconception that, you know, a male lion doesn't do hunting, but in reality, a male lion does hunt. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. Hold on. Hold on. I'm looking for something. Hold on. Hold on. I'm looking for something. It's an old interview with one of my favorite football teams that I'm looking for. But you know what I will say too, um what I'll say too is that, you know, from watching the Cup of Nations and things like that, you know, watching um the football tournament, one thing I realized is that one thing I realized is that that the women back home, be it Ivorian, be it be it Cape Verdean, be it Nigerian, Guinea-Bissauan, Senegalese. When you look at those women over there, you just realize they're just genuinely more happier. They're just genuinely just more good-hearted, cheering on. Like those type of women, you can wear your and that's one of my goals, of course. I don't know why it's one of my goals, but yeah, with my future wives, I want to be able to wear like matching soccer jerseys. I don't know why I want that. It's just something I want. I just, seeing, like the lovely ladies, like for example, like the Cape Verdean lady wearing her jersey, it's pretty refreshing, because they're in a natural disposition, they're happy, so this is one of the things that I like, about it. Um, and maybe, I don't know, maybe I can do another side video about the African Cup of Nations and how it's going. You know what I mean? Because it's kind of crazy. The If you're a fan of football, you know. Hold on, let me see. Yeah. I'm trying to look for something. But it looks like I can't find it. It's an old interview with one of my favorite players. Um, it was one of my favorite players, Samuel Eto'o. Um, and while I mean, I might as well talk about him. I'll actually read an article about him. You know, let me see. Sorry, this video is being prolonged. I should have had the article ready before I even had the video going. But yeah, it just goes to show you like the different. I'm just gonna show you the difference between like a Afram woman and a Ivorian woman. Okay, hold on just a minute. Or just a Western woman in general. It's not just Afram woman. It's Karen as well. You know, it's Karen. It's all of them. You know, it's not just Afram woman. It's Karen. You know. Okay, let me see. Yeah, it looks like it's a old it's a very very old it's a very old interview. So it looks like I won't be able to find it, you know, because it is that old. It's been a cool minute. But what I will be able to find real quick and in this video is just to show you the stark difference between, like, because the thing is that what I'm trying to get at in this video is that what they call black love in the Western sense of the word does not exist, but it can be found in other places. It's just not going to be found here, you know. Hold on. Hold on just a minute. Okay. So, the thing is, Samuel Eto'o, he has his wife, she's a Ivorian, he's a Cameroonian, and he said this is when he was first starting, like, trying to pursue football, what they call soccer here. He said, I met my wife when I was still an amateur footballer in France. FC Nantes refused to take me, but my wife always believed in me. I had my little Carner accent car, and she was responsible for it. She owned a barbering salon in Nantes, and today she is the wife of the richest footballer player on the African continent. I'm married to the most patient woman in the world. Moral: when you make it together with your partner, you have a story to write together. Look into the future, not now. Now, the thing is about Samuel Eto'o is, you know, um, yes, I do believe that he did actually walk. I believe he messed around. I'm not gonna lie, but I mean, I'm not trying to make an excuse for that because the thing is, Africans like us men, we're kind of, polygamy is kind of our thing. I'm not saying that, I condone what he did, but the thing is, she knows what she got. She knows what she got. You know what I mean? She knows that she has a guy who has a bank account that's very hefty, and it's gonna set her up for life. You know, so that's the thing. You know, um, but my point is, she was there from the beginning. Okay. Um, Now it goes without saying that you know you have to. She actually pushed him, and was patient with him. And you ask the average Western woman to do that, but that's not happening. It's not in her character for that to happen. And the reason why it's not in her character for it to happen is instant gratification happens as soon as she opens up her phone, as soon as she uses filters and things like that. You know, wallahi to Allah, wallahi adim, wallahi la ilaha illahua al hayyu qayyum, Madi la yamutu, wa atubu alayh. I've never used a filter in my life. I've never used a filter ever in my life to edit my face or do anything like that. I've never did that. Meanwhile, every single woman you see, mostly, and this is why I don't use dating apps or any of that crap either. Every woman you see is like 9 times out of 10 a catfish because of the simple fact that they have filters. And then you're hearing so many stories about the guys not expecting the women to be the way they are because of the filters. But let me stop rambling because this feels like I'm doing that. But at the end of the day, this whole Simone Biles, Johnathan Owens situation just shows that their version of black love is really actually a story like the one you would see on Snowfall or something like that. That's the black love that they actually want versus the one that Simone Biles actually has, you know, because that's who they make themselves available to. And these same women basically are ones who have dealt with, you know, the Pookie and the Ray Rays, right? And so they're the same women that it's not even about jealousy of her. It's about just hatred of him for having her. That's what it comes down to. But with that being said, inshallah on Wednesday I'll go live and we can talk more about this stuff. Fula signing out. Johnathan.